All right, let's talk about it. We're going to tackle one of the most, if not the most, frustrating topics in fitness. Why that stubborn fat on your body just refuses to leave.
I mean, does this feel familiar? You're doing everything you can to burn fat from your belly, your love handles, your thighs, and it just feels like those areas did not get the memo. Well, you are definitely not alone.
And here's the real reason why it's so frustrating. It's because you've been lied to. Yeah, I said it. The problem isn't your effort. It's the bad information you've probably been following. So let's clear things up right now.
This all comes down to the single biggest myth in the entire fitness industry: spot reduction. You know, the idea that you can do 1,000,000 crunches to burn belly fat, or use some magic cream to shrink your thighs, it's just not true. It's a lie designed to sell you things you don't need.
So if you can't just target fat in one spot, how does it actually work? Let's get into the real science of how your body sheds fat.
Here is the absolute truth. Your body loses fat systemically. It's a fancy term, but it just means it's a whole body process. Fat comes off from everywhere, all at once. And here's the part that really stinks. You don't get to choose the order. Your genetics are in charge, and they almost always save your most stubborn spots for last. The best way to think about it is like this. Imagine trying to drain just the deep end of a swimming pool. You can't do it, right? The water level for the entire pool goes down evenly. Well, your body fat works the exact same way.
So, where does your body prefer to hang on to fat for dear life? Well, for a lot of men, it's the stomach and love handles. For many women, it's the hips, thighs, and butt. And of course, that little bit of extra fat on the face and neck, yeah, that one's an equal opportunity pest.
It's frustrating, I get it. But sometimes you just gotta laugh at the genetic cards you were dealt. I mean, it really does feel this way sometimes, doesn't it?
And this whole genetic reality, it leads directly to the #1 reason people fail. And listen to this. It's not a biological problem, it's a psychological one.
This is what I call the frustration loop. See if it sounds familiar. You start a diet, you're working hard, but you look in the mirror and that one spot you hate hasn't changed a bit. So you think, this isn't working for me, and you quit.
And here's why that loop is so common. Because your body is losing fat from everywhere, you'll see changes in places you don't even care about first. Your face might get a little thinner, maybe your arms look more defined. But because your brain is laser focused on your belly or your thighs, you get impatient and you give up right before the big changes were about to happen. Okay, enough about the problem. Let's get to the good stuff, the solution. It is a simple, 2-part strategy that actually works every single time.
Part 1. This is the absolute foundation. It is non-negotiable. A consistent calorie deficit. It is the only way to lose fat from anywhere on your body. You have to burn more energy than you consume. It's not a fad, it's not a diet trick, it's a law of thermodynamics.
Now, once you've got that deficit dialed in, here comes part 2 of the puzzle, strength training. But its role here is probably not what you think. It has nothing to do with burning fat in that specific area.
This right here is the game-changing mindset shift. You train your abs not to burn belly fat, but to build and define the strong core that's hiding underneath it. The goal is to make sure that when the calorie deficit finally removes that top layer of fat, there's something awesome to reveal underneath.
So what does this actually look like? Well, if you're worried about belly fat, you train your abs to build a strong core. If you want leaner-looking legs, you train your leg muscles so they look powerful and defined once the fat is gone. And as for a puffy face, yeah, sorry. Aggressively chewing gum is not a workout. Just stick to the calorie deficit for that one.
So we have our 2-part fix, calorie deficit and strength training. But there is one final ultimate ingredient, and honestly, it is the most important one of all.
Let's be crystal clear. Combining a calorie deficit with strength training is the fastest, scientifically proven way to lose that stubborn fat. But, and this is a big but, it is not magic. It's a process, and it is not going to happen overnight.
And this quote just captures it perfectly. The plan itself is incredibly simple. The hard part? That's the mental game, the consistency, the discipline, and having faith in the process even when you don't see results right away.
Think about this number for a second. Some people estimate that 90% of people quit their fitness journey right before they would have finally started seeing real, noticeable changes in their most stubborn areas. They do all the hard work and stop just before the finish line.
So after all of this, it really just comes down to one question. You know how fat loss really works now. The science is on your side.
The question is no longer, will the plan work? Because it will. The real question is, will you have the patience to let it?